Hi, I'm doing a tag response for the awesome, fantastic Dave Axmoose. This is his tag from 14th of March. Yeah, I'm late on this one, but anyway, moving on, and there's 10 questions. If today were your last day of your life, would you want to do what you're doing today? No. I expect you all be thinking online, if this was my last day alive, then I'd be heading down Cornwall. And in a sense, yes, you'd be right. But in another sense, you are wrong. What I would actually do, if this was my last day, then I would put my best dress that I have upstairs, a Victorian dress, and I would actually get in the car and drive to Nunney Castle. You all know that Nunney Castle is my favourite castle of them all. It may be small, but there's something about Nunney Castle that intrigues me. And if this was my last time alive, then it would surely be Nunney Castle. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. What worries you the most about the future? What worries me most about the future is getting old, losing my thoughts, my children, Alzheimer's, yes, I'm saying. That's what worries me more than anything, because I've always stated, if I know I got Alzheimer's, then I'm afraid I would have to do myself in, because I'm not going to go through that. No. Anyway, moving on. Are you holding on to something that you need to let go of? No, not really. I would have been many years ago, but I'm happy in my place with Simba keeping me company, and he's over there going around and around trying to find a spot to lay down. Why do they do it? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. If a friend spoke to you in the same way that you speak to yourself, how would they be your friend? If somebody's spoken to me the way that I speak to myself, then I would say no, I couldn't be friends with them. No. Anyway, moving on. What is the difference between loving and existing? I suppose you could actually say that's sort of like on the borderline of the same, loving and existing. Because if you love somebody but you've fallen out of love with them, then if you want to stay with them, then you're just existing to stay with them. I don't want loving, because I've been there and I wore the t-shirt. As far as I'm concerned, the person who I love, she didn't love me as much as she stated. That's another different story. Existing, I'm sort of like existing because I've got to watch my money from one day to the next, so I'm existing on that part. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. What's the ugliest living creature you've ever encountered? But really matter speaking, here in England we haven't got what you call a really ugly creature, not like other parts of the world where they have strange and very ugly creatures. I've seen plenty of creatures sort of like on telly, documentaries and all that, but actually encountered, I cannot honestly say. No. Moving on. What makes you anxious? A lot of things. A lot of things makes me anxious. Slight little things that goes wrong gets me acted. I just lose it. So I can't really explain that. I could, but really matter of speaking, it'd take too far along. But just little things. If something goes wrong, I even got my dinner in my hand. If something goes wrong at a particular second, then my dinner gets thrown at a wall. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. What makes you lose track of time? What makes me lose track of time is drawings. Yes, I've got another one here that I'm drawing for the carnival for next year. I lose track of time on that. You're thinking you haven't done much, but then along comes looking at the time, flies by. Going down the shed, help building the cart, the float. I lose track of time also on that. Also, when I'm driving, I could get in the car and I could be going off somewhere, and the time just goes. It just absolutely flies by. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. What makes you angry? This right precise moment, people panic buying. People who goes into supermarkets and then taking, there's nothing on the shelves. They are panic buying. Now, we've got no milk, we've got no sugar, we've got no canned baked beans, believe it or not, no meats, no dog food. So I'm getting people to help me out. If they're on their travels, they see dog food, get me some for him, because people is panic buying. Now, of course, the government is told all the clubs, pubs, restaurants to close. And guess what? Now all the booze is going off the shelves. They still open tomorrow, but they're flying off the shelves. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to number 10 and last. What makes you hopeful? Excuse me. What I'm hopeful about is this year, our carnival in November will go ahead. And the club that I've joined this year, we will bring out our float, go in procession. But as it's looking, this year our carnival could actually be cancelled because of this virus. I know you say, oh, it's all done and dusted before November, but what you got to remember is every carnival club relies on fundraising. They fundraise, get money to build. And if you haven't got that money coming in to build for this year, then a club that is small that the one I've joined for this year would not be able to manage to bring out one. But who knows, hopefully, touch wood, everything will turn out fine. We will start getting our life back together and start fundraising, getting as much money as we possibly can to bring out for this year. And hopefully the carnival in November will go ahead. We will see. Anyway, Dave, thanks for this tag. Very interesting. I loved it. Thanks for listening. God bless.